Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? So you guys have now tuned in to my Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. This was a pretty interesting episode now, wasn't it? Alright, so I swear, Porsha is always slaying to the max. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that girl with a bad hairdo. Like, even when it's in braids, it looks super fierce and fabulous. I had this one locked away and I was like, you know what, let me finally put it on, you know, wear it for a video or something, you know, since we're talking about hair. Let's talk about the little elephant in the room, okay? So I might be wearing this a little bit more. Anyway, so yeah, Phaedra and Porsha, they meet up and they're just kind of talking about this movement that Phaedra is about to take part in, where it's for young black males. You know, there's more that have been slain, have been killed, and she wants to do something about it, especially being that she has two young black boys that she has to raise, and she's trying to make some kind of change and impact in the world. So, you know, as soon as Porsha hears this, she's like, yes, girl, I'm ready. I'm down for the cause, because civil rights is running through her blood, because her grandfather is Hoseya Washington, which we remember how she messed that up and just kind of disappointed him a few years ago when she said that stuff about the Underground Railroad and stuff like that. But we ain't gonna get back into that though. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So Kenya, Moore and Bailey, they're just catching up on a few things. And Kenya mentions that Kenya mentions that she wants to do a couples thing with ATVs. But unfortunately, the person that she's talking to ain't even going to be able to get an invite, because now Cynthia, as we know, she's single. She doesn't have a partner anymore. So it's like, dang, like, you know, I can't go. But that's the crazy thing about that, because things kind of work out in mysterious ways sometimes. So anyways, she's talking about she wants to do that. When she does do it, at first everything with her and Matt were good, and she was actually doing this as a birthday surprise for him. But then she ended up putting up some picture of her and Jay-Z for Throwback Thursday, and things just kind of took a kind of like a slope down south, because he was just like over it. I guess because she's a celebrity, he's a celebrity. It's like, why are you doing that? You know, why are you trying to show off and show that you have a picture with Jay-Z type of thing? Maybe that's why he felt some type of way about it. Like, because this guy is a huge mogul. You're a pretty big person. I guess she gets coins and stuff like that. So I guess he felt some type of way about it. So he made a big deal. And he ends up going to his sister's house. Meanwhile, she invited Candy and Todd and some other people that she knew to this ATV couples thing that she was having, and he's nowhere to be found. So she ended up not even having anybody to be with anyway. So Cynthia actually could have came, you know? So, yeah, child. It was just a whole big mess for her. Sharee's son, Kyle, called her at 1 o'clock in the morning from the jailhouse, honey, because he got a DWI. He said he no longer had it in his system, supposedly, so he says. But he got pulled over because of something, a tag or something that was missing. And they looked through the car. Nothing was in the car. But it must have been still in his system. They talking about he got a DWI or DUI or whatever the hell it's called. So it's supposedly he was smoking weed earlier in the day, and that's what happened. So she does end up having him talk to Bob, like later on, after she had a one-on-one with him, and Bob was just like, you know, I don't have no problem with you doing it if it's for medical reasons, because I guess he does it for medical reasons. I think he said that, but I'm not really too sure. But I think he said he does it for, so he don't have to be taking like medication that he can get addicted to, you know, all those opiums and stuff like that, you know, different medications that the doctors prescribe in Western medicine, which a lot of times you get addicted to, because you're like, dang, this feels so good, my body, my joints is moving, woo, yeah. And then you end up taking this for life, or you just feel so good that you keep on taking it, and it's messing up your insides. So he says he's approving of it if it's for that, but if it's past the dutchie on the left hand side type of thing, he's like, nah, chill, you can't, you need to like just say, you know, pass it over somewhere else, don't pass it over here, none of that stuff. So he says that he's going to be making better decisions going forward. So hopefully he actually goes ahead and does what he said he's going to do. Peter goes to visit Todd, and they're just kind of talking about relationships and how his relationship kind of crumbled, and it's kind of opening up Todd's eyes, like, damn, because what Peter, according to Peter's scenario of how things went down, it's like he feels like the reason why things kind of went down south was because they were doing too many things together. He's a really driven man, and he's a workaholic type of thing, and it just didn't work out because of the fact that they had so much tied in together. So he's saying that everybody has their own perception of how a situation or a relationship kind of goes down and kind of fails. So that's how he feels. But I feel like there's a lot more to it. Maybe that's one factor that, one thing, but I feel like there was a lot more involved as well. So he's still in love with her. He said he was ride or die. He was there till death do them part. He was ready to ride it out. But she just gave up on him type of thing. So Todd's just like, wow, like maybe me and Candy's doing too much together because we got a lot of businesses invested together and doing a lot of things. They're opening up this new restaurant for the old lady gang and all that. So Peter was just like, you got very far so far. And, if you need to take a step back, or kind of like, pull away a little bit, do what you gotta do. I'm like, just be careful taking Peter's advice, because obviously what he did didn't really work too well. So, and he did kind of take a step back. He went so back that he was like in another state, wasn't coming home, and got caught up in scandal. So I don't know if he's the best person to take advice from. But they did have a little scene later on where Mama Joyce, she actually set up a little, rendezvous type of thing, get a little hot down and dirty type of thing with, for Candy and Todd, and she actually took the baby and, just set it up in the little guest house. It had handcuffs. I was like, ooh, like I would have felt a little uncomfortable if my mama had all these things out here, like, even though I'm grown, I got children, I don't want you to think about me doing the nasty, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. So that's how that went. And then she went inside real quick to go get a little lingerie, and her mom was like, what you doing back here? She was like, oh, I'm trying to, get everything right. That's what Candy was telling her mama, right? And her mom was like, oh, let me see. She was like, you might have to lend me that. I'm like, ew, lending lingerie to your mama? I don't want to think about your mama doing it either. Like, ew. She was like, no. I was just like, let's move forward from that. So, Phaedra, she went to go visit Apollo, and she was driving the driver was driving her to the penitentiary. And all of a sudden I saw her tell him to pull over, but I was wondering, like, because she got a phone call. And I'm like, why is she telling him to pull over just because she got a phone call? But then I seen the sign, and I guess she was so close that she didn't want to, like, be talking on the phone while she was going. Plus, you got to go through all that check-in and all that other stuff, so you don't want to be talking on the phone. So now it makes more sense to me, because I'm like, so the call that she actually received was from one of her employees at her office. They said that a man came and he was threatening to blow up everybody and himself if anybody came next to him, try to move him or anything else. And he had a grenade, like a real bomb, ready to kill people. I'm like, what could have happened to him in his life that he would want to go to, or what did she do? Did she go against him in a case? Like, I don't understand why he would pick her location. Hopefully we get more insight in the future or whatever in the coming episodes. But I never even heard about this. I mean, maybe I could Google it if I really want to find out. But I might just wait till the next episode. But that was just crazy to hear that. And, it really got her scared. She had to call her mom and, just tell them to get safe. They don't know if these people could possibly know where she lives. Like, it's just crazy. So, and she's really thinking about the safety of her family at the end of the day. And it's like, luckily she wasn't at her job. She was on her way to the penitentiary. Apollo just so happened to call, I guess just to kind of check up. Maybe he heard about what happened because it was on the news. And she tells him, she's okay, she's almost there. And she does tell him that she's just really concerned about the kids and her mom's safety. Her mom did pray with her, which really uplifted her and helped her to kind of calm your nerves, or her nerves. I mean, sometimes you need something like that. You need like meditation, or you need something to kind of calm your nerves. Because I know me, sometimes I'll be getting those anxiety attacks or whatever, or sometimes I'm thinking about something that's just like really negative, and you just kind of have to flip that around, think of positive things, you know, and just kind of calm yourself down. Even like sit in a corner for a while, do some breathing exercises, pray, like whatever helps you, whatever is good for you if you're not a religious person or whatever. But for her, the prayer really seemed to have helped her. It got out her tears, and she just seemed to be calmed down just a little bit, even though I know she kind of felt helpless because she was so far away. But also it was good that she was out of harm's way at the end of the day, because he was pretty much looking for her, but luckily she wasn't there. So you know, Apollo just kind of asks, like, do these people know where we live, like where the house is? And she's like, who knows these days? I mean, and that's true, because unfortunately a lot of things, especially when you're a TV personality, they become public information, like, or people could like Google locations where you normally visit and try to find out your location like that. Like, it's so many different ways, because the internet, you know, it's a lot easier for people to find you these days. So she probably gonna have to get a guard, some beefed up security now. Like, she won't have to put that money to work, honey, for real, because that's a really scary situation. But that was pretty much the episode. I believe those were most of the highlights. If I missed anything that you guys think were really important, definitely be sure to let me know down below. We're going to keep it rocking and rolling. I haven't seen as many people watching this particular show, these recaps, but we're going to keep it rocking because I do enjoy watching this show. Yeah, and Empire next week. We're looking forward to that, as well as Love and Hip Hop. Alright, spread the word. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.